Let's talk about health dieting. I'm under the impression that we can eat everything for as long as we are reasonable. You see, even the most sensitive people, if doing a vast majority of what they eat around ruminant meat, they will be fine. They'll feel like $1,000,000. A lot of people do very well with some occasional or even frequent wild fish like egg medallions. Egg medallions are very inexpensive and they are very wonderful tasting. They are super easy, just take them out of the fridge, put them in the air fryer, 10 minutes, turn them over, another 10 minutes, ready to eat. Just the simplest thing. Just as steak, beef steak, lamb, goat, bison, deer, elk, these are the ruminant animals. If your cut, for example, the medallions is the case, is not fatty, just add some salted butter or some butter with some add-on salt. Or you can add some cream, as butter is basically cream. Even if you have problems around dairy, you will most probably will not have problems around butter because it does not have the casein. And if it has, it's very small, insignificant portions. A lot of people are convinced that lactose is very bad. Casein is the troublemaker, trust me, in the majority of cases. 9% of your diet can perfectly, for the vast majority of people, not the most sensitive cases, but the vast majority of people can do 9% of their eating around other meats. This can be pork, chicken, whatever, other poultry. If you've done an IgG food sensitivity test, a blood test, and you know that you tolerate eggs, you can eat eggs mostly every day, ideally pasteurized. But if you do not tolerate them, if your body is sensitive to them, has antibodies to them, even pasteurized will cause inflammation. For some people, it will cause them to feel pissed off, other people will cause them to feel depressed. So avoid eggs for a year or so until your body resets the antibodies. What about carbs? Nobody needs carbs. Our body needs and thrives on fat, protein, and water. There are water soluble vitamins, there are fat soluble vitamins, and we need protein for basically all bodily functions. But carbs is an add-on, it's a pleasure to have them, you don't need to, and it might even hinder your performance overall. Some people say they feel better with them, you do your own thing. My recommendation is that you stick to mostly, and I say mostly, even under 1% of your diet, milk, honey, or fruit. Do not bother with pastured, meaning boiled milk. Do not bother with honey or fruit unless it's organic. You do not want to be consuming glyphosate, meaning Roundup spray. This is one of the worst health destroyers out there. So even if you get organic, peel and seed your fruit. If you do under 50 grams per day of this carbohydrate, or in case of the milk, under 50 milliliters, you can perfectly well consume them throughout the day. But if you want to go for a bigger portion than this, you will get out of fat burning mode, meaning if you eat a big bowl of fruit per breakfast, you will not be able to sustain your energy with fats throughout the day. Here, your meat was either fatty or you added the butter or the cream. But if you get some sugar into you above 50 grams, you are now in sugar burning mode, in carb burning mode. That's why I recommend you go under this, or you do after dinner once in a while, big bowl of fruit, some honey with some homemade ice cream, some desserts, whatever. Just to clarify this other meats category, if you get some horse that was only grass-fed, it's here by far. If you get some very species appropriate diet pork, you can eat it over here on the top of the top. But let's be honest, what we typically arrange out there, stick with this. Other meats, lower than ruminant meats. You do not know when you go to a restaurant or whatever if they were fed or grass fed or not. They might say it is, it might not be. So ruminants can be perfectly well grain fed and they filter out very well what they eat. Porks and poultry do not. They are mostly single chambered stomachs, very simple digestive system. They eat GMO corn and soy, and it ends up in their tissues. So if you are sensitive to either corn or soy, you're gonna have some, for example, some joint aches from eating pork or chicken. It is what it is. Only eat eggs if tolerated. Only eat milk, honey, or fruit if tolerated. Do the IgG blood test. It's $200. Who cares? It's the best investment you'll ever make. It's for your health, your well-being, not only physically, but above all mentally, your mental organization, your planning of life, and emotionally. I want you to be well. What about vegetables and seeds? Don't eat them. Really, avoid them at all costs. But once in a while, the king has its birthday, and you can have some chocolate. Sure, you might have some coffee, some bread, some pasta, some seasonings. Who cares? Those are seeds, by the way. Some vegetables like potato, tomato, eggplants, peppers, tea should be avoided. You can eat everything, but please be reasonable. Some things are not healthy, and even though they are natural, organic, blah blah blah, they are not good for you. So avoid them mostly. You don't need them. You don't need this either. But once in a while, you might eat a peach or a mango, whatever, or half of it. Later in the day, you might have a little bit of honey. You might have, just do what works for you. A lot of people are intolerant to cow's milk, to all types of eggs, not only the white, not only the yolk. A lot of people are intolerant to both. Do the blood test. You see, you can have beef, you can have lamb, goat, you can have fish, you can have pork and poultry, you can have desserts, homemade ones, make sure of that. You can have all this crap. It's just a priority. This will impact your health in terms of promoting it. There is no going back from aging. Our bodies age. We get older. There is wear and tear. It's the nature of life. But here you will get less tear from your body. Here a little bit more tear, here a little bit more tear, and here by far the most tear. That's why I prioritize like this. You don't need anything below here. But if you wish to eat everything, do as I advise you to, because if you are good to your body, which you must be, your body will thank you and will get you some good physical health, some good mental clarity, and some emotional well-being. Only you can take care of your body. So make sure you treat it nicely. If you learn something from this video, please leave a like. If you know somebody who can benefit from this, send them the link. And if you want to check videos just like this, just check out my channel. There's plenty of videos there, but if they are not enough, hit the subscribe button because also more will come. Thanks.